Started. All right, well, good evening, Team Abundance and One Team Strong. It is November the 6th, 2018, as we are down to this final quarter of the year that we are going to rock it out. As I was saying before, thank you all who have agreed to allow our conference time to move back here an hour, because you actually give me with like still my brain cells functioning. So I love 7:30 Central, and it's so good to see some of our East Coast folks on here tonight. And then of course, Arizona, you guys are just 6:30 all the way around. So that is awesome. Okay, so Stacy and Julie and I, we have been talking about planning as we go here into this final quarter, getting ready for the holiday season, really looking at two things. One, how can we shake it up and really maximize our fun and our community when it comes to our events? And then also looking at how we can really bring about and highlight the company's new incentive plan that they had released that takes place here over the winter. So we can really take full advantage of that. So first thing, I always love to bring things around and have us focus on what is my one thing? Again, what am I wanting to do as I go about my week or plan my DMO, or as I'm looking at my calendar over the next, say, 60 days going into the new year. For me, the big thing, like we talked about prior here, and they talked about at conference, is our little sticky sheets, okay? So we think about in our business, there are two steps. One step is getting these sticky sheets, and if you're very brand new, you're going to start out by getting your healthy living plan, your 3 households. Then you're going to continue on till you have about 10 to 12 households, depending on how many products people are ordering per household. But you're going to get about 12, if it's trios, about 12 trio orders to finish out your 2,000 plus. Then you're going to keep on going until you have a total of about 24 orders. So that's our first step, is get your sticky sheet and get your sheet together and fill out these 24 orders. Because what is that? Why are we going to do that? That's going to build you a residual customer income, base income of about $500 or more per month. Plus, it allows you to have a qualified business, which means you earn an extra 5% commission on your team volume. So again, we do not want you to leave any money on the table. We want you to be earning as much as you can, changing those lives and getting paid for that work that you are doing to share this mission and spread our ministry. So we love that, our health mission. So that is step 1, get your 24, right? Get your 24. What is step 2? Well, step 2 is getting up to the 22% commission and helping your team members who want to help them do that as well. So what do they need to do? Well, ideally, if we can find 3 people that we help get the 24, you're going to be well on to sales coordinator and beyond. You're going to be in POB, meaning you're picking up your extra 4% commission, and you're going to have a really great team that is started and established and heading on about. So those are the 2 steps. Get your 24 and help some friends to do the same. So you'll hear that over and over. And that, to me, everything else that we talk about, everything else I look at, of all the things that come across my desk or into my life, I try to filter it through that funnel. Is it going to help me or a team member get my 24, or is it going to help them to duplicate that? And that's it. If the answer is no, then I put that onto that not as important list, right? Okay, so in that framework, let's talk about that in terms of our events. So coming into the holidays, do you guys think, is that a time that you find, oh, everybody is just so busy, nobody's got any money? Have you had any of those limiting beliefs or stinking thinking maybe taking place in the past? I know there's been times in the past that I've thought that. Am I the only one? Am I the only bad thinking one? Okay. So, right. And Stacy, we were talking about this today, and even I think Luke said it on the call here the other week. When we look at the holidays, one thing, people are spending more money. I mean, I'm already thinking about even my own, I want to get some I'm going to get a new planner, and I need some new fun tennis shoes, and I need some new, just things like that. Our wallets, our purses are open more, that we just are in that buying mode. So that's one thing. The other thing is, what happens as soon as we hit New Year's We have the New Year's resolutions, right? Or even you can't go to Costco or anywhere. I mean, you think about what are the things that are going to be lining that whole row as soon as you walk in the door. They are crappy ass whey protein, vitamin, synthetic junk, right? But yet people are going to be piling their carts full of that. So just know that people are going to be spending money on their health. They're going to be thinking about their health. They're going to be putting something in their body or trying to make a change. And why in the world do we want to play small and let them go put junk in their body that we know is not good for them when we know that we have the most thoroughly researched nutritional tool out there? We have the amazing accountability with the community and with our Shred 10 program and the great recipes and the resources and just the whole package we have there. Plus they get us. That's the other thing. Right? I mean, people they're not just buying a product, but they are having a relationship. And I can't tell you here lately, like how many team members I've talked to that even as simple as they're like, wow, it was so interesting and humbling. I reached out to invite someone to an event and they came back and said, thank you so much for just extending the invitation. I was just praying this morning because I've been in a really tough place, or I've just been really depressed, or I've just been really isolated in my home, or maybe they had, some health things or some crisis or whatever going on. Like I was just praying this morning that somebody would reach out, like, I just need a friend. And it's like, oh my gosh, that we get to be that for people. I mean, what an honor and a blessing that is for us. Can you tell I'm on a roll at 7:30 at night? No, but it is. It's an honor. It's a blessing that we have. And yet we can do well while we are doing good. Meaning we can help people to change lives, but we also have the ability to bridge those financial gaps for people as well. So let's think about going into the holidays. What are some really fun things we can do? So a couple things I know Stacy and I were talking about. I've even thrown it out there to a few friends here even recently, is coming up with a cookie exchange. Because again, we have to think about, we're in holiday season. What do people do during holidays? Well, cookie exchange that's traditionally pretty common. But it's like, what about a naughty and nice cookie exchange? And I've thrown that out to a couple and they're like, oh my God, I would totally come to that. That sounds so fun. And where, again, we can maybe have some wine and then we can have some smoothies to try. Or we can have some, just little delicious traditional Christmas cookies or holiday fare. But then we can also make some really fun, healthy peanut butter balls with the complete. And so I'm going to do some things like that. I'm getting my calendar booked right now. And so again, looking at your demographics, who are you reaching out to? And I will probably do several of them. And I'm actually even asking some young moms with kiddos who I've been trying to get to some events of like, why don't you host one of these? I will help you host one of these. And that would be a really fun, like, mom's day out or a little kiddo gathering. So they've been really receptive about that. So it may, you may need to take like the salad jar party and shake it up a little bit and do something maybe a little more festive, a little more fun. Or you could still do, like, if you have your regulars that love doing salads, still do a salad jar party, but maybe make it fun and like, hey, today we're gonna throw in some pomegranate, or we're gonna do some, just make it more of a holiday theme to it that sounds really fun and festive. Or do your salads, but also say, hey, bring along, a dozen of your favorite cookies or whatever as well, or your peanut butter balls or whatever. And then they could still do it like a little naughty or nice type of thing. Or heck, you could do salads but make mimosas and make that your little spicy naughtiness there. So just making it really fun, though, that is the best part. So that was one of our things. So what was it? I have several friends that do, they either teach at or work at a Pilates studio. So we're like, well, how about Pilates and lattes? Lattes and Pilates. Lattes and Pilates. Can't really say that 3 times fast, but I saw a poster or a t-shirt or something one time and it was like, Pilates, I thought you said lattes, you've maybe seen that, but I thought, oh, that would be a really fun thing where, again, you can just invite moms to come over while kids are at school. You can do a little Pilates class, but then also share some of our resources. Talk about the Shred 10 coming up in January. Talk about our smoothies. Remember too, we will have our 12 days of smoothies. Let me think if I have that, see how organized I am. No, I'm not. No, but we'll have to look about what our days get. Oh, December 3rd. Here we go. December 3rd through the 14th is when we're slotted to do our 12 days of smoothies event. And I think that will be either a Facebook event or a group, kind of like the Croctober, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's how we're going to gear it. So we're not, or at least I know our team, we're not going to do a formal shred in December, but we're going to do like a 12 days of smoothies. So again, thinking about that last week of November, that first week of December, inviting people to come over for a little smoothie gathering or a naughty nice cookie gathering, and then say, hey, why don't you hop in? And they could join in obviously at any time, but hey, if you're interested in some fun recipes, more recipes with it complete, why don't you join in our 12 days of smoothies? We have that going on right now, and come up with some really fun recipes. The other thing I really like to, I've been thinking about too, is the fact that it's not that we're saying you got to eat perfect and eat totally clean all December, because that, what's the fun in that, right? We're not going to probably do that. We're going to be celebrating or doing some fun things, but just trying to keep it as clean and healthy as we can during the week. It's like eat well, right? Recover well during the week. And then if you're going to enjoy or do some other things, have holiday parties and things you're going to go to, but then just kind of rein it back in. Because we don't, obviously we don't want to carry that, extra 5 to 15 pounds over into the new year. It's like, that's just no fun, right? You're feeling crummy, and now you got yourself dug into a hole health-wise, let alone if you've got, now you're sick or kids are sick because you just eaten like too much sugar, too much whatever here over the holidays. So I mean, definitely we're all about the fun, but also like, let's try to eat, even with the boys, it's like, let's eat clean during the week so that we can still perform. We can do what we need to do. They can do their sports and their activities, but yet then they can enjoy on the weekends. So definitely want to think about that. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to think about with events too is not only, staying healthy. We want to not only carry over some good health habits and not carry, 15 pounds into the new year, but who wants to carry a bunch of Christmas credit card debt into the new year as well. So that's the other piece I want you guys to really think about when it comes to some really fun events and how to promote some of our incentives as well, is reaching out to folks and say, what would you think if we could, let's partner together. Let's help some families get healthy here before the holidays and into the new year. And we're going to be doing, people are going to be buying stuff and doing shred and, or something going into January anyway. So why not have them partner with us, and then let's earn an extra $500-$600 Christmas money. Like, how would you feel if maybe it's a stay-at-home mom, even if they just did the healthy living plan, right? It's like, oh my gosh, if we just, you plus 2 other families that we get healthy, the companies give you $100. Like, what would you buy for your husband? I mean, a lot of the moms I'm going and talking to here lately, they are stay-at-home moms, or they're homeschool moms, or they do not work outside the home. So it's like, how would you feel to get that $100 check in the mail that you could buy something really special? Maybe it's just for yourself, it's like guilty pleasure, not so guilty, right? You earned it, girl. But something like, what would you spend that $100 on? Or maybe it is like, God, I hate that every year it's like, yeah, okay, I want to get my husband something, but it just feels weird. Like I've got to go and, get money from our account or whatever to go buy a present that he sees how much it was, versus like, okay, you get that $100 check, you go cash it, you go pay cash. He won't even know what you're up to. Well, what would that mean to you? Plus you've just gifted 2 other families with health. And then if like they get excited about that, then it's like, oh my gosh, well, what if we do another little gathering, and by the end of the year, then maybe, we could have 5 or 6 more families, and now they're getting their 2,000 plus, right? So now we're up to another, like a $300 bonus. So now that gets really, really exciting. And again, they could do that in a week or so with planning a couple of different fun events. I mean, you can always do the virtual events, but I do think, something about the holidays too, when people do, I mean, yes, it may be a busy time, but that's the thing to think about is when people are busy, like if you have already 4 things going on in your week, that it's like, okay, well, for me to add the 5th, it's kind of like kids going from 4 to 5 is not probably that big of a deal. So they tell me. I only have 2, but versus it's like if you don't have anything going on, then you're like, oh yeah, I got to get ready for this one big thing, or I got to go to this thing. Versus they're like, we're already out, we're already doing holiday gatherings, or hey, I'm already dressed because we've got a preschool thing in the morning. Let me go ahead and pop over there over lunch, or whatever with it. So so definitely be thinking about some of those fun things as well. And Miss Stacy, are you in a place that you can hop on here at all? Because I know Stacy's always got something good.
I am in just a minute.
Oh, in just a minute. Okay.
I'm available in just a minute.
In just a minute. Okay, well, you hop in whenever you're ready. So the other thing then to think about is looking at how many people, as we have these events, let's take a couple minutes here tonight and plan when we want those events to be, what we'd like to look at, what we'd like to call them. I mean, it could be yoga and mocktails using LaCroix with frozen raspberries. It could be some fun things like that. I think Julie has a fun, like healthy for the holidays, or something in wellness may be coming up. So wine and wellness, those are always a fun, again, just a fun social time together. But thinking about though, what I always love to come back to is once I get my things set, and like Luke had said, based on your goals though, but if you have goals, looking at like 3 to 5, talking to 3 to 5 people a day, are you connecting with at least 3 to 5 people a day? And so I would think about, if you're planning maybe something like the last week in November, so then it's like, okay, can I be inviting 3 to 5 people every day? And maybe you do just a big, a text blitz invitation, or on Facebook. That's another thing that I'm really trying to do more of now, is doing a voice invitation. And if you do it on like Facebook Messenger, at least if it's on your phone, I know if you do it on Facebook Messenger, it'll allow you to record up to a 1-minute message, but then it'll have a little up arrow where then you can forward it to someone else. So if you make it more of a generic, like a heartfelt but generic message, then you could just forward that same one voice recording message on to multiple people, just with that excitement, like, hey, I'm getting ready to plan some really fun things, a little naughty and nice cookie exchange here for the holidays. I'd love for you to be part of. I know we've been trying to get together. I can send that same message to 20 people that I've been trying to get together with, that maybe haven't been able to make it to an event, or record a couple different versions and then record it to yourself. So send it to yourself first on Facebook Messenger, and then you can pick from there and just forward it on, and let them hear your voice and your excitement and that personal message. So very good. Oh, I think I see Miss Stacy.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm at practice.
All right, girl. Yay, you made it. All right. Well, take it away and share some other thoughts while I get my tea.
No, everything she said was it was on point. The biggest thing, you guys, when you're having an event, just remember fun. Everybody wants fun. You have to bring the energy, right? That doesn't mean you have to go crazy and be someone you're not or anything like that, okay? That doesn't mean any of that. What it just has to mean is you are in charge. Remember when we did that training on Energy Bus, right? And the energy that you bring to the table is so important. Even if you're going to somebody else's party, or no matter, actually, it doesn't even matter if it's a Juice Plus event, your energy attracts other people with that energy, okay? And so as you're coming to somebody's event or whatever, let you be the light when you walk in the room, that you light up the room, okay? Not darken it. So one thing that we talk about is, or not talk about, but one thing you want to make sure is, let's say you're at an event and we have a salad and a jar party. Raise your hand if you had people not show up before. That's weird. All my people come every time. I'm totally kidding. Right. Like that's total, like it happens to everybody. The thing is, when you're at an event, don't, no talking about it. Okay. So let it be, just kind of let it go. And you only focus on the people that are there. If you were at the event here in Phoenix when Katie Wren spoke, and it was pretty awesome because when she walked in the room, nobody was there but her. Okay. Right. How many times you're like, oh, only one person showed. You guys, that energy. Okay. Do you think they want to be a part of you when you're like, I guess I'll go through the motions? No. Right. Like, be excited for every single person that walks into that room. Okay. And so that Katie, when she walked in, obviously he had energy. We all met him before. Right. And so you just think of that. So he did it because that person, every single one, every single person is just as important if it was 50. Okay. So you just have to think about that because that one person made millions. Okay. And changed millions and millions of lives. Okay. So we just have to understand the importance of one. Okay. So, you know me, I'm like, party. I like parties. So number one thing is, you guys, music. Okay. We can't have soft elevator music. Okay. Because when you go to a party, do you think at conference parties, they're like, the music's so beautiful? No, it's like pumping up music, right? So you just have to think. So you can go on Amazon, you can go on Spotify, you can make your own. I mean, it could be music from the 50s, but just make sure it's music has always been that thing that will catch somebody's heart. Half the time, I don't know where I was, but you know, when a song comes on, you're like, gosh, where did it take me back to? Right? You have that. So you want to make sure the energy is there. Let's see. When you're there at the event, you know, just treat everybody like they're normal. Okay. We don't want to use any distributor lingo. Are you a distributor? We don't want to talk about that. Right? We are all human beings. Yes, we all do Juice Plus, but we're all just people. And so just get to know them as a person, unless somebody says something about it, or she just hit her HOP, or, you know, something. But the biggest thing, you guys, is love on every single one like you would want to be loved on. Okay, so no weird Juice Plus lingo or anything like that. Just come in, be your awesome selves that you are, and be those people that they want to be around. Again, this does not mean you have to be somebody that you're not. Okay, every single one of us have awesome energy. We're all different, right? So you be the best version of you at that event, but just create that event, that energy that you would want to be a part of. And it's pretty funny because it's really dark outside and my light's on in my car, and I have people like all around me as they see me like with my hands, and they're like, what is she doing? It's really funny just kind of looking up and looking around. So, but when it comes to it is events. You guys put them on the calendar. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Does anybody have, real quick before I start that, anybody have any ideas of other different holiday events, like a ornament exchange, health, happiness ornament? Oh, Cindy, yes.
As you guys were talking, I was thinking about, have you seen those layered soup in a jar? It's not like with the liquid, but you layer the ingredients and you can add the soup. I was thinking, like, if everybody did like a soup exchange party, you bring like 6 jars and you trade out a jar for a different one from all the people who came with the kind of soup you want.
That's super cool. Yes, that's awesome. And you guys all saw the invitations on Healthy Living Revolution, right? For all of these different parties that you can have. Okay. It's on Healthy Living Revolution if you guys ever can't find any. Sally Joe?
What about with like hot cocoa with our complete shake, chocolate shake? Or
Yeah,
you could do vanilla and pumpkin.
It could be cookies and
dry ingredients in one of the small little jars with like mini marshmallows and a nice little bow on it.
yeah, absolutely. I thought you were talking like cookies and cocoa, like, you know, like an event like that. But yeah, like make jars of those. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then you could make it for like gifts. Like you can make it like a gift, like make gifts for your loved ones. Like bring this. We're going to make healthy gifts. And you give them the salad in a jar or whatever you're making. Not salad, but hot cocoa, whatever. And this way they can make gifts and save money with healthy things.
As on that, what you guys are all saying, and Sheila, is it doesn't even have to be something that it's just for customers. Like if a bunch of distributors wanted to get together and do an event that makes like those little gifts that you can give out, you guys, that's super cool. That's super cool. Any other ideas out there? Anybody? Bueller.
I was thinking, I don't know if you said this, Christy, I'm sorry if you did. Maybe like a holiday ball exchange or something instead of a cookie exchange.
Hey, I want to change my bowls with you. Let's exchange bowls.
Maybe we could have a pumpkin ball, a peppermint ball.
I have one scheduled for December 1st. It's about to go on. It's a cookie and ball exchange, including a Christmas ball and energy ball.
Nice.
I love that, you guys. And that's when as you know, same with the naughty and nice. It's the naughty. You can do it in totally different ways. I like the truffle exchange, Kelly. But like the naughty is like with like bad ingredients, the ones that were like, oh, that cookie, hold on, I'm drooling, let me get it off my chin, right? And then the nice is when you're using the better ingredients. And so again, I mean, I've been to many and I've done the all healthy cookies, but let's be honest, I know every single one of you eat bad cookies. I know it, right? So we don't want to say that, oh, we're way too good for those kind of cookies, because it's not real, right? So we want to be the most real version of us. And we do, but what do? We're like an 80-20. Yeah, give me a cookie. But let's be honest, most of the time, honestly, just having those little protein balls or teaching people those small steps of, exchange this for this. And all of a sudden, I mean, have you ever been to those restaurants that you're like, it was made out of brownies made out of black beans. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best brownie ever. Like literally, I'm telling you, it was the best. It was black bean brownie. It was the weirdest thing. Yeah. But it's just, get creative. If you guys, one thing I'll ask you is, I'll put up a post, or if somebody wants to, just because I'll be at baseball till 9:30, that if you put up a post on each Facebook page, okay, somebody from each team, and then what we're going to do is put those ideas on there, right? The different ideas that you have, because then we'll flood them. And that's the thing, you guys. So right now, though, I want you to look at your calendars and look at a date that you can have, okay? Try to look at 3 different events that you can add. At least 3 events. And we're going to give you just a couple minutes.
Don't be mad, but your mom and I already did this.
There's some people that are overachievers, all right? All right. Still going to give everyone else a couple minutes. All right, as you guys are thinking about this, are you not getting excited that the holidays are like so close? Like the holidays are the best time of the year with like, well, the weather here is going to say winter, so it's more like always spring here. So for the rest of you guys that get the snow and all that kind of stuff. But so don't get stressed out with it, you guys. This is fun. When you're inviting people, you guys have that excitement. Use your voice. Try not to use any like text messages to invite people, because if you were to invite me to an event and it was like a text message, I'm not saying that I wouldn't come. But if I texted you text message, hey Sheila, how are you? I'm so excited about an event for you to come to. What are you up to? Blah, 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 whatever, right? Versus, hey Sheila, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm so stinking excited about this event I'm having on Friday. I so can't wait for you to come, blah, blah, blah. Right? Do you see there's a way big difference than a text message, right? People need energy, they need light, they need love, and they need to hang out with y'all. So, Christy, I'm going to let you finish it out.
Yes, I love it. And just so many fun things here that we're planning for the end of the year. And know that each person you get to that event, then that's a potential customer, that's a potential HLP. And the one thing I want to just finish with events though, is we always say, you need to be in the room, but the room needs you as well. And that is such a big part of when you plan these events. It is great to have really a good cross section. You want to have some potential customers, you want to have some existing, some raving fan customers, some other team members, and really think about how you're working the room and how you are connecting. Like you are that connector, but look at as the host, but you're also, as you're coming there, or even if your guest cancels, you come anyway. Like if you committed to your sideline buddy, your friend, like you come and you be the person who's just amening everybody else at that particular event. Don't be depressed. Don't be discouraged. Don't stay home and sulk. Like you show up, because that room needs you. Because you know what's going to happen? The next event, my people aren't going to show up. And so I'm going to be the amener for you, right? So make sure you need the event, but the event needs you. And the likelihood, if you go to that, you're going to be glad that you did, because you're going to have made a difference in someone's life, or you're going to have helped your buddy. And again, you're going to feel excited, like, okay, darn it. Okay, I need to invite some more people, or what can I do? Or maybe they were just sick, or whatever happened. So go follow up with them. Go schedule one-on-ones. That's all. I have several big events this last week, and several people couldn't come to it. So what am I doing now? I'm just doing one-on-ones with them and scheduling, either phone calls or ideally, just an hour to get together in the afternoons before I go pick up kids. And those are really, really effective. They're awesome. They move people forward. They get customers and they get teams. So think about the big events, but also know that it's the day in, day out conversation and layering of the events, and a one-on-one can be an event as well. So just meeting a friend for tea, that's great too. Okay, and with that, I think we're going to call it a wrap here tonight, unless anyone has any last minute, any fun ideas or events or things that you're thinking of before we shut down here for tonight.
How about booze and brownies? And do some healthy brownies, like the avocados or the bean ones, plus some of our balls, or make them into bars or whatever. And just, that's kind of catchy, booze and brownies.
That sounds good.
Are you talking like booze, like beer booze? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe a little fire cream soda.
And then you started talking about certain healthy brownies. I was like, oh, you had me on
brownies and booze.
That's great.
Yeah.
Brownies, booze and balls.
Oh my gosh. Can't take her anywhere.
I'm muting myself.
We're getting off track here now. Well, that is awesome. And I know, Stacy, you did suggest too, we could just put in comments. Yeah, Sally Jo, what were you going to say? You had one.
So I had a salad in a jar party on Saturday, and Terry was going to join me, and she wasn't able to. But Dave, her husband, brought over her things, but she just said the food, she didn't bring the jar. So I'm like, can you stay? And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll stay. So anyway, he made salads, but he was able to connect and talk to one of my existing customers and just really share with her about the omegas and so on and so forth. And so then, because he was there,
Yes.
and he had one-on-one time with her, then, you know, then she wants the omegas. But, you know, you never know what value you're going to add to an event. But he wasn't even supposed to be there at all.
Right.
Yeah.
That is perfect. Oh, and one thing, I'm going to put a plug for any Salad in a Jar hosts. If you are a team member coming to someone's Salad in a Jar party, offer to make the host salads because I know I've had one team member I was like, oh my gosh, that was so wonderful. And then I had like 15 people over here and I had time to make like one measly salad. I'm like, dang it, I should have asked some of the team, like, hey, will you each just pick one of my jars and just fill it up? Because now I'm like, crap, I don't have any salads for the week.
Right.
Yet, you know, we did all that. So help your host out too. Or if they're in connecting with people, or I'm in Show in the Tower Garden, I'm like, I'm not, and again, the purpose is not for me to make a salad when I'm hosting a thing. But gosh darn, it sure is nice, especially when we're doing the shred, if we're going to do it, to have salads. So just being, you know, extra thoughtful of that if you're going to an event is offer to help the host, not only to connect with their guests because they're trying to connect everybody else, but help, you know, make their salads or something too. So, okay, guys. Well, hey, thank you all so much for being on tonight. And again, we'll put a post in as those comments and ideas are coming about fun events. Put those comments in, and then we'll share them with each other's teams as well. And we love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And have a wonderful rest of the week here. And we will be in touch later this week and next Tuesday. Okay. Good night. Good night.